I need to speak to you openly. If you're listening to me right now, you're probably very tired. Tired in both body and soul. You've constantly tried to understand everything, adapted yourself to others every time, and you were always the one pushed into the background. When someone got angry, you apologized. When someone wanted something, you helped. When someone crossed a line, you stayed silent because you said, "I don't want to start an argument." And now, as you read this, there's a voice inside you. Isn't it enough anymore? That voice is right. But I need to clarify something. The problem is not that you are a good person. The problem is that you've been using your goodness as a survival tactic. You didn't choose to be good. You were taught that you had to be good. And the difference between these two situations will have a decisive effect on the rest of your life. From the day you were born, the system sent you a very clear message. Be appropriate to be loved. Adapt to get approval. Shrink to stay safe. This message was delivered by your family, your school, and your social environment. Behind every word of "well done," there was a hidden warning. Those who don't comply are excluded. And you learned this immediately. You grasped it quickly because you were intelligent. By reading other people's facial expressions, you understood when to step forward, when to smile, when to stay silent. You called this empathy. You defined it as maturity. But changing the name doesn't change the reality. This is an adaptation mechanism, a way of responding to trauma. And now that mechanism is affecting you. You're not a child anymore. You don't need other people's approval to survive. But your body is still running the old program. When someone frowns, you feel it in your heart. A delayed message affects your entire day. When someone says no, something inside you shakes. This is not freedom. This is a limitation. And the thing that created this limitation is the good person program inside you. They told you this: if you are kind, people will be kind to you. If you help, you'll receive help in return. If you stay loyal, you'll find loyalty. Now take a look around. Who is known as the most good-hearted person? You. Who speaks the most in meetings and is also criticized the least? The confident one. Who is less respected in a relationship? The one who constantly compromises. Those who know. The system tells you to be a good person, but the ones who run this system were never truly good people, because they understood the truth. You still haven't, or you're afraid to learn it. Niccolo Machiavelli wrote this 500 years ago, and it's still disturbing because it's true. It is much safer to be feared than loved, for love is a bond that is easily broken due to human selfishness, whereas fear, based on the dread of punishment, never fails. Put the word fear aside. Replace it with respect. Being loved is tied to a fragile thread. Being respected, however, is a solid chain, and you're about to learn what you need to do to create that chain. Do you know the most important rule of economics? Scarcity creates value. Gold is valuable because it's rare. Air is extremely important, but it's free, because it's everywhere. Right now, you represent air. You're always reachable, constantly available. You reply to every message immediately. You accept invitations right away, because saying no makes you feel bad. You share your opinion, even before it's asked. And because of this, unintentionally, you become devalued. This is not a judgment of you. This is a law of physics. Machiavelli defined power through distance. He said that if a leader is too accessible, he becomes ordinary. This applied to a palace 500 years ago. Today, it applies to your phone screen. Now you can try this. Don't reply to a message immediately. Wait. Don't say yes to an invitation right away. Think. Don't share your opinion unless it's asked. Stay silent. Observe what happens. People will start asking. They'll become curious. I wonder what they think will appear in their minds. And in that question, your power will emerge. Your presence will no longer be a right, but a privilege. Your attention will no longer be guaranteed, but a gift. People don't value things that are free. What is free becomes worthless. I understand what you're feeling as you listen to me now, but being kind is important. But I should explain my reasons. That thought is what puts you in a difficult position. What do you do when you say no? You explain. I'm tired because I have to wake up early because I'm very busy this week because... Stop for a moment. Every word, because, opens a door for negotiation. What you're actually saying is, you can convince me. This excuse is just weak. And they do convince you. You'll just come for an hour. You can bring your laptop. You'll be more relaxed next week. And you go again. You say yes again. That familiar heavy feeling inside you. Machiavelli said this: a strong leader does not explain their decisions with reasons. They simply act. The most effective statements are these: no, this doesn't work for me. I'm not available. That's enough. Silence. Don't try to fill that silence. That space is your power. In that void, the other person doesn't know what to do, and not knowing gives the balance of power to you. At first it will feel strange. You'll feel like a rude person, but you'll notice something. People don't become aggressive toward you. They adapt. Because you set the boundary, and they respected it. Someone who exists to apologize is someone who apologizes for existing. Someone who knows their own value simply expresses themselves. If you allow everyone to know your emotions, you're playing an open game. If they know what makes you happy, they can influence you. If they know what angers you, they can manipulate you. If they know what scares you, they can control you. Machiavelli stated that a prince must be mysterious. This doesn't mean being emotionless. It means controlling your emotions strategically. What does this mean in practice? Someone belittles you. There's anger building inside you. But outside, nothing. You stay still. You just look. You wait in silence. That silence has a huge effect on the other person. Did they not hear me? Do they not care? Are they angry? Or they start thinking. And the more they think, the more control shifts to you. You're no longer reacting. You're observing. And the observer is always more powerful than the one who reacts. A simple exercise to develop this ability. In the next difficult situation, wait 3 seconds before reacting. Just 3 seconds. During those 3 seconds, watch what's happening. When you realize how impactful this simple pause is, you'll feel both amazement and a bit of unease. Now let me tell you the harshest truth. You burned yourself to keep others warm, and they complained about the smoke. That's what happened, and you were surprised because you thought you were loyal to them and that they would stay loyal to you. You were generous and assumed it would be appreciated. You made sacrifices and expected to see a return. This is a misunderstanding, a dangerous but understandable one. Machiavelli wrote, "Men are ungrateful, fickle, liars, cowardly, and greedy." This may sound harsh, but look around. How many times did you sacrifice yourself and receive nothing in return? How many times did you say, "This time it will be different"? This doesn't mean you should be angry at people, but you must be realistic. Don't expect loyalty from someone who doesn't show loyalty. You can't get water from a stone. And when you accept this truth, something strange happens. You no longer feel disappointment, because you have no expectations. When you have no expectations, you can't be manipulated. And when you can't be manipulated, you are protected. This is not cruelty. This is clarity. The greatest source of power is this: being ready to walk away. In any negotiation, the party that needs less always has the advantage. Do you know this? In a relationship, a job offer, or a friendship, the one who needs less is always stronger. Why are you lost in cycles right now? Because you're afraid of losing, afraid of being alone, afraid of that emptiness. This fear completely enslaves you. Machiavelli wrote, "A fortress too weak to withstand a siege has already fallen. You must build that fortress within yourself. You must create an inner life, so full, so rich and so secure that other people's presence becomes a luxury, not a necessity. When you embody this, your energy changes. You no longer lean forward. You lean back. You send a wordless message. I would like to be with you, but I don't need you. This difference is everything. Neediness pushes people away. Autonomy draws them in. When you let go of the fear of loss, you also leave behind the loss of yourself. If you choose this path, you will observe the people around you. The weak will disappear. They can no longer feed on you. Manipulative people will leave. Control is gone. Insecure people will pull away. Your strength exposes their weakness, and for a while, silence will prevail. In that silence, an old voice will return. Maybe I should apologize. Maybe I should be a better person. Maybe I crossed the line. Don't listen to that voice. This silence is not empty space. It's space for real people. Those who respect boundaries, love truth, and treat you as an equal rather than a door. Machiavelli wrote his most important works while in exile. He understood better than anyone that solitude brings clarity. You're shedding a small skin. You're stepping out of a frame that no longer fits you. This transition has a cost, leaving behind cheap and superficial approval. What you gain in return, deep and solid self-respect. Here is a truth Machiavelli always felt, but didn't always express openly. When you stop trying to be loved, people start loving you. But this is not the superficial and conditional love you're used to, the kind that depends on how useful you are. This is a real force of attraction, because people are drawn to those who face reality, to those who don't lie to their faces, to those who can stand firm in an unstable world. When you set boundaries, you give people a sense of security. They know where you stand. They understand that there's no hidden resentment inside you. And this trust is the foundation of real connection. So the irony is this: when you give up the desire to be liked, you become the most respected person in the room, and eventually the most desired. But first you must pass through the pain of not being approved. You must be willing to be the villain in someone else's story until you become the hero in your own. The choice is yours. You can keep smiling, nodding, and slowly disappearing under countless small blows, hoping the world will thank you one day. It won't. Or you can stand up, set a boundary, without shouting or attacking, but firmly, as someone who will not be disrespected. Machiavelli said, "It is not titles that give value to people, but people who give value to titles." You are a title. First, take ownership of yourself.